Hello and welcome to Flickr Reflects on a problem she's been trying to figure out for a long fucking time. What is the problem? Uh, mm, Organizing and managing things without, dismissing and invalidating people. Because if you go into absolutes, extremes, and isolations of ideals or values, then ultimately you trap yourself in a prison of your own making, where the results of your own actions will be your downfall. For context, let's look at the UK government. Fucking this situation is just sad because what I'm hearing from these videos and all these different reference points, what little I can see here that I'm going to sit with for a moment, and only a moment because I've got my own life to live, is that people are fucking traumatized. Like, to the same degree that people are traumatized in VR chat, people in Britain are traumatized and stuck in a malfunctioning system. And it's not good. Yeah, no, I don't want to see shit like that amongst people. Fucking, you shouldn't be saying sorry, you should be breaking his arm and punching him in the face, maybe sticking your fingers up his nose or in his eyes. If he blocks that, go for the crotch. Like, holy fucking shit. Where is your fighting will? Please. Please. But it's not as simple as just firing up some fighting will. I should know because the last time I tried fucking getting someone to fire up their fighting will, it burned me. A, because I didn't communicate clearly or well. B, because they didn't ask me to. And C, because, frankly speaking, they were terrified of me. And I was failing the communication checks. It's just like, yeah, no, I can understand the other person's position and why the fuck they were terrified of me. At the same time, if they haven't solved that fighting will problem and learned to set rude and boundaries, hell, fucking to use a silly terms, thrown a rude buster into the conversation when polite words just don't seem to work. Because there are people who hide in polite words, who hide in little fucking nuances of social culture like it's their next big hit, just to get away with absolutely horrendous bullshit. And I hate those people. Because they're overgrown children trying to get away with bullshit. I don't care if you're 30 or 60 or whatever. You're acting like a fucking child. And I don't mean that in a way where it's like, oh, hey, you've got some childish traits. That's interesting. I hope you enjoy your interest. No, you're acting like a spoiled brat who thinks they own the world and can control other people's lives. I swear, if I get my hands on you, I am going to fucking throttle you. Flickr is not okay with those kinds of people. Anyways, continuing on. Good joke. Bulldozer. Yeah, but because they've been run over and treated as a doormat their whole life, they've been conditioned to expect rudeness and otherwise that is unjustly and unfairly aimed at them. Which just, oh, you deserve better, you gremlins. You deserve so much better, damn it. Because the healthy space is that in-between space that's about to be shown on the Venn diagram. That healthy space right there is where, like, a healthy dynamic kind of sits, where you own up for your own bullshit when it's your bullshit. But you also use your own bullshit to deflect someone else's bullshit. Like, we are not made completely harmless or completely harmful in life just to play out little roles as if we were characters on a stage in a play. No, we were made to be messy, to live. And it's okay if you still don't know how to do that. I may not have the patience, time, or mental space to help you figure out how to do that, no matter who you are. But I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for a future where you don't say sorry for things that weren't your fault. Where you don't take responsibility for things that you had no control over. That second phrasing could definitely be worked on, but I'll get back to it some other time, because let's be real here, phrasing that second part is difficult. But it's just so fucking frustrating. When the only people left who fit the system are the very people who would abuse the system for their own selfish reasons. At that point, the system should self-destruct, not be worshipped as a point of stability. At that point, you've hit the limit of how far things can go on this run, and you need to ascend or rewind, rebirth, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and start again. Because if you keep carrying on this kind of history, eventually the reset will happen with or without you. And I, for one, want to be part of that. The part that's with the reset of things, not to the past of some glorious time, not to the future of some idealized impossibility, but a reset to the present, to the lives affected, to the people who are still trying to live, even when everything is against them. Because I look up to those people. They're trying. They're doing what they know how to. And if it weren't for toxic shame, paranoia, and fear, they'd be learning how to do new things. But because pride protects, but because hollow pride protects paranoia, shame, and toxic shame and fear, people are stuck. That's why sometimes you need to be rude. Why you need to know your own fire just as much as your own water, your own earth as much as your own air, if you want to get metaphorical with it. I want to see this world live, with or without me. So please, don't give up on yourself just yet, okay? At the same time, don't think that giving up on yourself means admitting your flaws. Sometimes being there for yourself will mean acknowledging your faults, acknowledging your weakness or your shame and all the things you don't like, in order to better take hold of it, grasp it with your own hands, and be responsible about what happened. To own yourself and the impacts of your actions, even when they are not flattering, is to show an honor towards other people via accountability. It's not fun. It's not easy. In a world where it seems like the grift is overtaken, definitely looks hella dangerous. But risk follows reward. Reward follows risk. And the biggest upsets, they're the biggest opportunities, don't you know? Yeah, no, that okay. Yeah, yeah. Hell, some people don't even let it their mood shift to their surface when communicating because they don't want to set off someone else's reaction. So inside, they could be absolutely fuming, angry, frustrated, and otherwise. Outside, they're tolerating it because they've been taught to tolerate it. And for as much as that's a useful skill for avoiding stress and arguments you don't want to have, sometimes it isolates you from the very people you care about. Sometimes it creates problems out of situations where being just a little bit rude would have worked well enough. I don't know what I'm getting at here, but I don't want to see the cycle of trauma extend and continue. I want to see people live. And in case the microphone didn't pick that up, let me say it again. I don't want to see the cycle of trauma, grief, and pain continue. I want to see people live and be responsible for themselves in ways that leaves them feeling like they have the ability to affect and control the direction of their own life, even in situations where they can't change the outcome from happening. I want to see people bending fate towards a more positive output than just giving in. Giving in is easy. Giving in is sometimes comfortable. But that's all the more reason why not to do it. Because giving in means just adding another pile onto the shame piece to the shame pile, devaluing your own worth even more. I don't know how to encourage someone who's stuck in that space. I don't think there's anything I can really say to make it better. But I do want to say something. I see you. I know that your efforts sometimes get overlooked or aren't enough. But thank you. for each and every little victory that you reached for. Those define your worth much more than any mistake. It's the little victories, the small moments where we could choose to be who we wanted to, while acknowledging reality and who we are, to where we could bend just a little that never-ending fate towards a predestined conclusion. I see you, I hear you, although I will not sacrifice myself for you. I care. So please, give yourself credit for your positives while acknowledging your negatives in a reasonable manner. Find someone who isn't going to manipulate you, who isn't going to run you over to get what they want. You deserve to live just as much as the rest of us. Even if you're flawed and messy and confusing. You deserve to learn how to live alongside yourself, even if you hate yourself. Because regardless of if you love or hate yourself, wanna know something that never changes? You'll be stuck with yourself for the rest of your own damn life. So better to be your own friend than an enemy. Better to fucking have a tired attachment to the stubborn child inside that takes so fucking long to learn the lesson. But learn it eventually, they do. You are more than you think. You are worth more than the world gives you credit for. So please, live. And if you're stuck surviving, then find others who are also trying to live. Trying to be everything. Can't say that this channel is going to have many videos where these moments shine through all too frequently, so don't try to follow it, please, if you're looking for upliftment. If you're looking for someone to give you hope. I have got my own prickly side on display in the wild archives. I don't want it hurting you. And let's root for each other as people, regardless of what we're worth, what we were told we were worth. Because in that regard, even if I don't always agree with you or understand you, I can at least still call you family. I can at least still call you a friend who's also trying their best. I can't call you a close friend, because, well, this is a parasocial interaction, motherfucker. At best, you're an acquaintance and casual friend. I probably won't even remember your name. But you're worth more than just your name. You're worth who you choose to be. Worth all those little victories. I don't really know how to end this, so I guess I'll just say, see you later. See you around if you decide to lurk on this channel for some horrid reason. If not, you might want to go check out the other places. like my personal pile over on the other channel. I mean, I've got a Tumblr that I'm semi-active on. I've yet to relog myself back into Blue Sky, so I'm pretty quiet there. And the other places really aren't fleshed out well enough to really be worth finding. So I'll let you all know when I get that done. Thank you for your efforts, even if your efforts didn't give. Thank you for your efforts, even if your efforts weren't enough to get you what you wanted, or to change things how you wanted. I'm glad you tried. So long as you don't just blindly try, that you learn from what happened and fight against paranoia and fear by accepting yourself. And if you have to do so sarcastically, like a grumpy cat who doesn't want to be taken to the vet. Yeah. Fucking I hate myself. So what? I'm still gonna try and live. I think we all can do that, even if just a little bit at a time. Hopefully I'll see a day where you all bloom, living your own lives as people, and not just numbers on a spreadsheet. Because you're worth so much more than just being a statistic. People are worth so much more than just being statistics.